What's happening, y'all? Coach Holloway back with you again. So I'd like to do this breakdown on one of the top prospects in the NFL draft. Somebody I think my Falcons could get, UGA safety Malaki Starks. First thing I want to talk about is his closing speed, his ability to see the ball, hit ball, to be able to close the space between him and the ball carrier, no matter how great the distance is. And it could also be classified as makeup speed. So here I'm showing half the coverage on this. I want you to see Starks. He's in a deep zone. This is like a traditional cover two. He's going to follow this dig route that the corner's going to pass to him because he goes too deep for the coverage to stay on. So from the snap of the ball, the corner already lets this dig go, and now it's Starks, man. And you see here already looking there, got eyes on the receiver, and he changes direction, flips his hips, and then shoots right over to the spot. And you see him catch up right here. Just that closing speed of that distance, that's impressive. With the normal safety, that would have still been a completion. Yeah, the throw was slightly late, but the amount of time it took him to close that distance, every little inch counts. You got to throw on the spot with him. And Starks is here at the safety at the bottom of the screen. All right, so they're going to send a blitz here, and he's up in a cover three, and he's going to pick up this curl route right here on the bottom of the screen, I think to Ryan Williams. And see, the ball's out the hand, and you see that he's already got eyes on the receiver and is already driving on it. And so he rallies to make the tackle and stops the first down from being had. Because if you allow a reception, at least don't let the yardage come after it. Now here against Auburn. All right, so they got a swing pass going out to the left. And the guy's all by himself, but you see Starks there in the middle of the screen, close the distance, and stops what could have been an even bigger play, but they're able to contain it, at least keep it, within, not make it a big play, just get a first down. Again, they catch Texas hitting a hot pass, running back on a swing route. You see him drop into the zone right here, and then just immediately as the ball is released, they see the running back. And him and I think that's Raylan Wilson, they drop downhill and great angles. And watch here, you see Raylan getting the outside shoulder, and you see Starks getting the inside. That's perfect technique, and we're going to talk about that a little later. So Starks' coverage skills, which is the most important thing you need as a DB, are quite interesting. Some stuff he's good at you wouldn't think, and then some stuff he could improve on. Perfect example here. You got Starks lined up in the slot on the three-man, and they try to do a little rub route off on him, and he's able to fight through traffic and stay in a trail position. You can be in a trail position if you're a defender, but to stay close and to be able to make a play on the high point of the ball, I like that because it shows NFL teams that you can move him to the slot in case you need nickel packages. Also, I like how he strikes at the ball and doesn't grab the receiver in panic. What I like about this play is that the route's designed to split the cover two, but Starks picks it up immediately. This is like the match aspect where, like the difference between traditional zone and match where you cover the guy if he keeps going vertical. And so he does this here and stays with the guy throughout the play. And as a result, doesn't give up a big touchdown and makes Miro have to go another direction. Now this one, he was called for a pass interference, and I disagree with it. But it's a cover two. He picks up the slot guy right here, and he follows him down. And even though he does get beat initially, he does catch up. And I think there's hand checking right here. I don't really believe that he actually held him like that. But at the same time, for him to recover and to get his eyes up, as you see here, and, I appreciate that. But what I will say on that play and on this one, he does lose track of the ball in the air sometimes. But to start off here on this play, I like the fact that he can do press coverage real well despite being a safety. He at least stays in front of the receiver, stays in the hip pocket, and goes along with it. I mean, that's something that will make you, like I said, make him effective being in the slot. But again, as I said before, more work can be done because, he still lost track of the ball in the air like he did on the last play. And so that's just one aspect that he got to improve on. And of course, this is the best play of the year for Starks. He's manned up on this number 2 slot man right here. And he just does a good job of mirroring him. Follows him down the field, stays in the hip pocket. And then right when the ball is released, he's able to jump up and get it. Just excellent athleticism, excellent coverage. That's what you get when you get the peak Malaki Starks of potential. All right, so now we're going to get into some weaknesses. So here we got, it's going to be all quads coverage. He's going to lock on to Ryan Williams right here in the slot. So he's lined up over him. And it's going to go back to what I was saying before about him mistiming or mistracking the ball in midair. He's in good position. He stayed with Williams down the field, but then he's not able to slap the ball down or pick it off or do whatever he needs on a contestable ball. like he can do almost everything right in coverage, but it's just when that ball is in the air, you get mixed results. And so this is one of the ones that's, not a good one. All right, so this section here is going to be about his angles to the football. And like I said in my previous videos about tackling and blocking, that angles really make or break plays. Because you didn't notice, but football is geometry. As you see here on this play, he does a good job taking the linebacker position and strafing to the side and staying with the angle of the football and pursues outside. With all outside runs, that's the angle that you want to take to cut off the running back. Now here he is going against Jalen Milroe on a read option, so you got a faster athlete this time. But I want you to watch how he changes direction so fast. Like watch, as soon as Milroe breaks down, watch, they drop the hips at the same time, and he's already on the angle. Like his ability to flip his hips and to change direction like that, that's superb. That's what makes him a first rounder, just that alone. Now here's an example of him filling the traditional safety alley. So in the angles that they take, the safety has to go downhill to the C or D gap to cut off the runner at the around the numbers. And so you see him do this right here, perfect. Here's an example of him taking a wider angle, outside run. As I said before, you go lateral if you're at that position to, like I said, cut off. It's the angle. So he actually slow plays it and is able to get back in and prevents a long TD run. It's like there was a couple of plays this game where he did the same thing. But he's not perfect, and like I think my main thing about his weakness is that it's just inconsistent. Like I said with the coverages, it's a little inconsistent because you see him here again, great athlete in the middle of the field, Jalen Milroe, but he lets him juke him out, and he ends up getting the outside like you're not supposed to. You're supposed to, as a safety, aim for the inside shoulder of the runner, and you see he's kind of just head on or slightly outside, and when you already start with a bad angle, then you have a bad result at the end. Now this play here, he plays this angle like a linebacker, like he's supposed to. But what you see is get caught a little too inside, and in this particular case, you would want him to get the outside pursuit, and as you see, it's over with. So regardless, I think Malaki Starks has a high ceiling, high potential with a good coach team and scheme. I think he can be one of the best in the game.